Salesforce is going headless, and how will it look like without head? This was the very first thought process that when I heard about that Salesforce is going headless. But what this really means for us, let's try to decode and understand what I have understood from the last scrolls. Okay, so now if you are a sales representative or you are a developer and you just, simply you got a thought process that, okay, let me check that what's the opportunity that has the maximum amount. What I have to do, I will go to login Salesforce, I will look for the opportunity, write a SQL query, check that information and come back. Whatever I'm doing, I'll continue to work over there. Okay, what if I tell you that there is a mechanism that has been introduced that without logging into Salesforce you can access Salesforce? Okay, so how this is ever possible? This is possible with the help of MCP, a pretty standard concept that we all should know by now. Okay, so model context protocol, it's a way that it's a standard protocol that will be helpful and help us to understand that how AI agents connect with external systems. Okay, what does that really means to us? Now, with a very simple example, earlier we used to have laptops, MacBooks, and everything used to be charged by different ports, right? But now these days, what we have, either if you are a Samsung user or this is an Apple user, if we have a Type C charger, we can charge, right? The Samsung device as well as the Apple device. So if you forget your charger, it's not a nightmare. You can you can let me know and we can exchange our chargers if you have the same port as Type C, which means the Type C charger became the standard, right? Everybody is using it, so any device that has a Type C port will be able to use a Type C charger, right? Similarly, any MCP compatible AI can be integrated with the basically external system which implements MCP. In this case, meaning that since Salesforce is implementing MCP, which means Salesforce will be having some MCP server to which our MCP client will be connecting. What is MCP server and what is MCP client? We are going to understand now. Okay, so whenever you want to connect your Claude to Salesforce, okay, now you are sitting and I just want to simply, I go to Claude and type that, can you tell me this and this from my Salesforce org? How it is going to tell you? First you need to integrate, and this would be like a one-time integration that you have to do for all the MCP compatible devices, and on the similar way you are going to integrate them, and it would not be a very long process every time, the way we used to do custom integrations before MCP was there in the industry. Okay, so how you are going to do is that basically there would be some MCP server that would be accessible by the MCP client. What is MCP client? It is something that if I ask Claude, so in this scenario, that's the MCP client is nothing but the Claude to which I am asking some question and they are asking or checking Salesforce on my behalf, right? So what is client? Client will have conversational memory, meaning that whatever I ask Claude, Claude will go and ask MCP server. Okay, then MCP server will check that is it the right authenticated user who is getting into our information, because security is also important in this scenario. So it will check, okay, yes, it is correct, Khushi is trying to access this information with the help of Claude. So our system is authenticated. So MCP server will go to Salesforce, get that information, pass back to MCP client in a raw format, and this MCP client, okay, it will because of that natural language processing, whatever raw information that it had, it will give me in the plain English that, hi Kushi, this is the opportunity which has the maximum amount, can I help you in something else? That's it. Okay, so what we understood right now is there would be an MCP. MCP is a standard protocol that will be helpful, that is basically to connect the AI systems to the external systems. How? Any device which implements MCP, okay, meaning that if Salesforce has their MCP servers and you can also create your custom MCP server, how you are going to do it? It is nothing but a fancy name. If you go to setup and type MCP servers, and there you'll see Salesforce servers, as well as you can create your own. The process is really simple. You create an Apex class, say any scenario, you create a simple Apex class, make it global, mark it at the rate invocable method, add all the variables, invocable variables and all that stuff, the way we used to open access for a global class, right, to access it with the help of flows. On the similar way we just do it, and that's it, you are done. This is how you will create an MCP server, which is nothing but MCP server just has some tools are nothing but the functions. What are functions? These functions are exactly your classes which have those methods in the apex classes which are getting some input, sending us some output. That's it. That is MCP server which has the tools, and these tools will have some name and some description based on which the AI, basically your client, we will be able to understand that what you are looking for, because there would be in real time there would be 10 different MCP servers, right, and there would be 10 different tools for a single server as well. So how will your MCP client be able to understand that what information I'm asking for? That would be help with the help of the tools, which you will see a description under it, which will be able to tell your client that this is something to be used when this is the scenario. So that's how the entire communication happens. I hope this video was helpful, and let me know your comments on the same. And on the second video we are going to understand how we will integrate Claude with Salesforce.